Now at 8, the Corbett School District closing all campuses today because too many students and staff members are out sick. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson joins us live with what we know so far.
The U.S. Congress scrambling to pass a spending package as a partial government shutdown looms. What's at stake and why Oregon Democrats vow to fight the bill.
And later, a Portland brewery has an interesting idea for Super Bowl marketing. Try a beer with bear droppings. Yep, you heard that right. We have more on this Nature's Calling campaign as KGW News at Sunrise starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us live at 8 o'clock. I'm China Green.
And I'm Matthew Herchick. You know, I read that tease earlier, so I couldn't watch the video as I was reading.
Yeah.
You see the hand?
You see it?
Yeah.
It's all there.
That's a lot.
All there.
Chris McGinnis is standing by
It's all natural. It's organic.
Yeah, it's something.
It's something. It's pasteurized too, I think. I'm not sure about that. All right, let's get you out the door. This is a look at the radar. Over the last 3 hours, we've had on and off rain across southwest Washington and northwest Oregon this morning, much as expected. We picked up about 1/4 inch of rain thus far at PDX and here at our downtown KGW News studios since about the live scan right now showing some of the heaviest rain actually pushing into northwestern Clackamas County, I should say. So over towards Milwaukee and the east side of Portland as well, getting out towards I-205 into the Lentz neighborhood and eventually into Gresham. So on and off showers is pretty much the call for this morning. Right now we're 45 degrees at PDX. The breeze out of the southeast still, so it's a little brisk, but generally and on the whole, temperatures across the region are warmer now than they were over the last couple of mornings, and certainly from where we were last week on any one particular frosty morning. We're done with the frosty mornings for a while. 44 right now from the Springs to the waterfront. It's 46 in Vancouver, and the big perspective across the region right now, even the east side of the state, not terribly cold. I mean, Burns easily down in the single digits for a lot of mornings last week. Now you're sitting at 29 degrees. All right, the plan for today, on and off rain. Well, I got to fix my spacing here. Light rain, chance of rain around noontime, and then occasionally this afternoon as well. I've got high temperatures topping out in the lower 50s later today. Even warmer weather coming our way for the weekend. We'll show you that in a minute. Let's get you out the door with a look at the roads. We'll start off zooming into the Glen Jackson Bridge. 5 southbound, an earlier crash on the bridge has been cleared, but see there from that snapshot from WashDOT that the southbound 205 commute is a little backed up right now from the bridge back to about Mill Plain. So plan a few extra minutes there. There's a quick check of the west side commute, 217 running a little thick both directions between Shoals Ferry and Greenberg Road. I can show you that here. You can see the red on the traffic map. So need a little help on that side of town, and on the west side, or staying on the west side, inbound Sunset right now, Highway 26 slow coming in from the Bethany area as well. Lots of water on the roads. Luckily, so far, guys, it doesn't seem like we've forgotten how to drive in the rain, so that's a good thing.
Thank you, Chris. It is cold and flu season, and with that, several school districts are dealing with an influx of illness.
It's also leading to a change in schedule today at districts in both Multnomah and Clackamas County schools. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson joins us live from Corbett High School this morning with details on the changes. Good morning, Corey.
Good morning, Matthew. China, well, 2 districts in particular are impacted. For the Corbett School District, all campuses are closed today. That's due to a significant number of staff and students calling out due to illness, rather. Now, parents were notified on Wednesday by the district superintendent, who also explained the decision to reschedule after-school games scheduled for tonight and the winter formal that was set to take place on Friday. That letter also included a link to Multnomah County Health Department's info page on norovirus, which is highly contagious and can cause severe vomiting and diarrhea. Now, there are similar changes that parents need to be aware of in the Colton School District also. While Colton Middle and High Schools will be on their regular schedule today, Colton Elementary staff sent out a letter saying due to a large number of students and staff being out earlier in the week, the district will have a 3-hour delay today so that they can disinfect the building. But if too many staff members were to call out today, they said that they were going to decide whether or not to close the elementary school. They said they would have made that decision by 8 this morning. Now, if the number of illnesses do continue to increase, this could lead to more potential schedule closure or school closures, rather. If that does happen, we'll continue to keep you updated. Back to you.
Our Corey Johnson reporting live for us this morning. Thank you, Corey. Meantime, Oregon health authorities reporting a second case of measles in Clackamas County, issuing a warning to those who may have been exposed. They say the person was at Kaiser Permanente's Sunnyside Medical Center Emergency Department on Monday between 11:28 a.m. and 1:53 p.m. So anyone at the medical center during that time should contact a doctor and let them know that they may have been exposed.
There are warrants out this morning for the arrest of 2 security guards accused in connection with an assault on a MAX train. In October, police say passenger James Hand was looking for a seat on the train near the Gateway Transit Center when he tried to pass a security guard in the aisle. That's when guard Edward Arndt allegedly forcefully bumped Hand, then pushed him down the aisle. Another guard, Cruz Bost, is accused of jumping on Hand's back and putting an arm around his neck. Bost is accused of strangulation, while Arndt faces a lesser charge. The passenger is also suing TriMet, but TriMet says the security guards were contracted through a third party and are no longer serving TriMet in any capacity.
In Gresham, police are still looking for a 12-year-old boy missing since Tuesday. Police say Caleb Harris right there left his home on Northeast Hogan Drive around 6 o'clock Tuesday night. He's 5'10", with curly brown hair, and he was last seen wearing black over-the-ear headphones. His family says they're concerned about Caleb's well-being because he had indicated that he may harm himself. If you see him, call 911. And a reminder, if you or someone you know is struggling, know that help is always available. Just call 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Again, that number is 988.
In North Portland, parents at one elementary school say their children's needs aren't being met.
Now, Wednesday, parents sent a letter to leaders at Peninsula Elementary School expressing their concerns. So Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz has more on that.
Well, at Peninsula Elementary right behind us, more than 50 parents signed on to this letter saying that students are experiencing unsafe learning conditions. And it's not just parents that are concerned, staff are too. Back in early December, staff members with several school unions filed a grievance saying student behavioral issues at Peninsula have gone unaddressed. Union members say the school district is not meeting the need for special education services and add many classrooms are significantly understaffed. Peninsula is a neighborhood school. That means students with special education services have been integrated into standard classrooms. Though a union member tells us that's actually led to less staff and worse learning conditions. Peninsula workers say they've raised concerns to administrators about this for more than a year and say behavioral problems are the worst they've ever seen. Now, school employees are calling for more staff, reliable administrative support, and clear services for students with behavioral needs. In response, Portland Public Schools confirmed to us a grievance was filed in December, adding the school district is, quote, following the grievance process, which includes meeting with the parties to solve the issues at the lowest possible level. Still, while this is ongoing, parents are growing more concerned, saying that some students are actually afraid to leave their classrooms, adding that these disruptions and behavioral problems are taking their toll on learning. In North Portland, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
New this morning, graduation rates at Salem Kaiser Public Schools are ticking up again. New state data shows the district's class of 2025 graduation rate rose to nearly 80%, the second year in a row of improvement. 5 of 6 high schools now top the state average, with McKay High School seeing the biggest gain. Students in career tech programs graduated at over 95%, and district leaders say the gains show strong student support, but that there's still more work ahead.
We often think of blood drives as being for humans, but animals also need a helping hand. On Wednesday, Dove Lewis Animal Hospital and Bloodworks Northwest teamed up for a blood drive featuring human donors as well as dogs who donated blood too. That's because demand for blood is high for both humans and pets. Dove Lewis operates a community blood bank relying on volunteer pet donors and their families.
There's a huge need for blood. There's a critical shortage of blood products in the United States for dogs and cats. So the fact that we have our own functioning large blood bank here at Dove Lewis is extremely important for our patients. So if you want to go to dovelewis.org and look at the criteria for becoming a blood donor, if your dog meets those criteria, we'd love to meet them and find out what their blood type is. Not every dog's blood type is the same, so it's important that we do that test.
And January is also National Blood Donor Month.
Oh,
Barry could be a little blood donor.
Oh, Barry. I don't know if he's old enough yet. I don't know if there's an age limit
Yeah,
on that.
I don't know.
Taking a live look at the coast now, courtesy of our Chinook Winds Sky Cam. Chris, sky looking a little dark over there. Very, what's that movie?
Appropriate.
What's the movie that was shot over here? I can't even think about it.
I don't know. What are you trying to
What
think
am I
of?
talking about? Vampires.
Ominous?
Vampires. Twilight.
Twilight. Okay. I was like,
Very
Was it?
Twilighty.
That's right.
I've never
Yeah, there
seen
you go.
any of those, so.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Yes, and appropriate for, late January. We, should be seeing rain in January, our third wettest month of the year on average. Not this year, but it is a little wet out this morning. You can see how the rain has been on and off here across southwest Washington and northwest Oregon. Right now, the heaviest rain appears to be just north of Woodburn and into about to work its way to Wilsonville. And then a pretty heavy band of rain now is just pushed just east of Clackamas and Sunnyside and headed up into north central Clackamas County and east central Multnomah County right now. The breaks will be short-lived this morning. You'll get some dry time, some wet time, rinse, wash, and repeat. 45 degrees last check at PDX. Elsewhere across the region, we're 47 in Beaverton, 47 in Westland, Salem waking up to 48. The Oregon coast right now generally in the low to mid 50s. A lot of us in the Willamette Valley and the I-5 corridor, we are done with the frost. At least remember, we had something like 9-10 mornings in a row where we were freezing or below each day, right, to start the day. We're done with that for a few days, with temperatures, as you can see, plainly in the mid to upper 40s already. Hour by hour, we inch our way up towards or surpassing 50 degrees at lunchtime, and I've got us topping out between about 52 and 54 degrees this afternoon. Here's a look at futurecast. Again, one batch of rain coming through this morning. Another batch of rain seems to target the area a little bit later today. And then our round of rain seems to target the region midday tomorrow. And it doesn't look like a lot of rain, but you can make Friday lunch plans a little wet. Dry it out. And guys, we're looking at potentially near record warmth in our weekend forecast. So check this out. Rain turning to occasional showers today, 54 again tomorrow. Saturday's record high is 62, set back in 2020. We're going to be close to it with highs in the upper 50s. Shower rain on Sunday, and then potentially another long run of dry weather commencing next Monday and possibly through all of next week. That's something. All right, let's get you out the door with a look at the roads. We have a traffic alert on I-5 southbound. You're looking at it right there. I-5 southbound near Broadway in the Rose Quarter. We've got a crash involving what looks like a semi and at least one or two other vehicles there. Police on the scene and only one lane getting by. Now, that's a normal pinch point anyway, but now the drive is really slow. I'll bring it up on the traffic map, and you can see we've basically got 5 miles of bumper-to-bumper traffic here from the Rose Quarter back through North Portland on I-5 southbound. If you're about to hop on the roads in Clark County, I would recommend taking 205 right now because you can see that I-5 commute is really, really slow. The end of the line starts up around the Expo Center, so obviously we're going to need some time for that to clear out. You can see the reader board right there that has a couple lanes blocked. So, yeah, real slow going that side of town, guys. We'll keep you posted.
Thank you, Chris. The Winter Olympics, just 8 days away this morning. We will highlight the journey of figure skater Alysa Liu, how her time away from the ice has helped revive a passion for skating.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Well, the Winter Olympics is just 8 days away, and this morning we are highlighting the journey of U.S. figure skater Alysa Liu.
Yeah, she retired from skating at 16 and then spent some time away.
Jarring.
She's so young. What were we doing at 16? Not that.
No.
She decided to make a
Trying
comeback,
to learn how to
though.
drive?
Trying.
Yeah.
Trying, yes. But Matt Renew has her story.
Skating is a sport that demands a lot to reach an elite level,
Most of it was a blur, I will say, just because I was so young.
taking up almost every minute of an athlete's day. And for U.S. figure skater Alysa Liu, that was just too much.
I was traveling so much because of it, and I was starting to get sick of it.
At 16, at the top of her sport after winning gold at the 2022 Olympics in Beijing, Alysa walked away from skating and retired.
I kind of just fell out of love with it, and I was like, after Olympics, I really want to quit, and that's exactly what I did.
All so she could spend more time with family and friends.
I was going to concerts, which I never could have done before.
Doing all the things a teenager usually does. Hanging out, getting her driver's license,
So I could drive myself around, drive my siblings, my friends around. I did a whole year at college and a little bit of the sophomore year as well.
living a normal life. That included learning to ski.
I was skiing and I really enjoyed it, and I was like, I want to ski all the time.
But it was that time on the slopes, or at least heading to the slopes, that got Alysa thinking about coming back to skating.
Skiing felt very similar to skating, you know, you're exhausted, your legs hurt, you're cold. That's like everything you feel when you're skating. And so I thought, well, if I enjoy skiing so much, there's no way I don't enjoy skating.
Because in her mind, why drive hours to be cold on the snow when you can find a rink and be cold skating a little closer to home?
It is so inconvenient to drive all the way to the mountains. When an ice rink, you could feel the exact same things that you feel when you're skiing on the rink. I would pick that.
So Alysa put those skates back on and got back on the ice.
I love the arts, I love dancing, and I love music, and I love sports, and that's what figure skating is. So I kind of realized that.
Better now, she says, than ever.
I just felt stronger, you know, my balance is a lot better.
Now, at 20, she's once again the #1 ranked female figure skater competing at the 2026 Winter Olympics,
I am really excited for it because it's the biggest stage that you really get.
where she could earn another gold and, after having some fun, show the world all the work she's been up to.
I put so much work into them, like costumes, choreography, and like just vibe of it. And I'm just really excited to display my art.
Rod is off to do some figure skating, so
Yeah,
here.
I'm curious to see the moves that he comes back
Yeah,
with.
me
How
too.
awesome is that? You could take like so much time away and still be the class of
Still
the
one of the
field
best.
at an Olympic level.
yeah.
And
We were saying
and
it'd be so cool if she would have just picked up like skiing as an Olympic sport and just tried her hand in something else.
Yeah, probably would have won.
proof that you can take an athlete out of the sport, but you
Yeah.
can't take the competitor out of, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So
Good
Amen.
for her.
All right, we are getting a little wet out there, but the trade-off for the rain is we're done with the frosty mornings. Of course, we had earlier this week, I think it was the end of a run of 9 or 10 straight days of sub-freezing mornings to start, which is pretty interesting for sure. Now we're back to some wet stuff, so occasional rain today. Tomorrow, midday rain. We've got another little weather front that's going to pass through the region. Somewhere between about 10 and 2 is kind of the sweet spot for the rain. And that said, it doesn't look like a lot of rain, maybe a tenth to a quarter of an inch of rain. And then looking ahead into the weekend, got a 50-50-ish weekend. Rain possibly back in the picture for Sunday. Not much, but some rain. And near record warmth on Saturday. Saturday's forecast high is up around 60 degrees. The record's 62. So the final day of January feeling a little more like March here across Southwest Washington and Northwest Oregon. All right, the here and now, and over the last 3 hours, we've been on and off wet. Radar plainly showing some blobs of rain here and there. There will be some dry time. This will continue on and off for much of our morning here. Futurecast likes us picking up anywhere from maybe a tenth to 2/10 of an inch additionally today in terms of rainfall. And then I'll fast forward into tomorrow, another shot of maybe another 1/10 of an inch of rain or so as we go into Friday. And that's significant because, and I know Rod mentioned this yesterday, October through April is when we get the lion's share of our rain here in the Northwest, and we have erased our surplus. We are now into the deficit here because of all the dry weather that we've had in January. And check this out. This is the latest outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. Going into the early first 5-10 days of February, modeling suggests that we're going to skew on the dry side of average as well. What does that mean? It means more dry time than not in what is typically the wettest time of the year for us. All right, 45 degrees last check at PDX. The plan for today has temperatures inching into the upper 40s by late morning, low 50s for highs this afternoon. Across the region right now, Troutdale sitting at 44, Happy Valley 48, and even some of the traditional cold spots like Burns right now, you're at 29, so it's not terribly cold east of the Cascades as well. You got to go way east, like eastern United States, to experience the really, really cold weather. So we're generally pretty comfortable across the region this morning. Here's Futurecast late this afternoon, another wave of rain passing on through. Looks like we get a dry break overnight tonight and early tomorrow. So Friday's morning commute will probably be dry, and then the next round of rain comes in, as I mentioned, midday. It doesn't look overly impressive, but it will be enough to make for a rainy midday Friday, I think. Then we go to Saturday. Saturday's a dry day. Sunday is a little wet, and then we look forward to the 7-day forecast here. And I know our forecast only goes 7 days. I might as well take it out about 14 because there are some signs that after Sunday, we may not see another round of significant rain for 7 to 10 days beyond that. And that is really remarkable for this time of the year. All right, let's get back to that traffic alert in the Rose Quarter. I-5 southbound crash here involving a semi. Not sure of any injuries here, but you can see the ODOT incident responder there. The left lane is blocked. It's been blocked for about 30 minutes now, and I-5 southbound traffic is a mess through North Portland. You can see the lineup here. Again, with the crash there in the Rose Quarter, that's near the Weidler overpass. This is at Kirby, so right near the I-405 overpass for the Fremont Bridge. We'll take you farther north up towards Rosa Parks and farther north still. This is up at Lombard. So southbound I-5 really running thick. If you're in Clark County and you have the chance, maybe 205 is a better bet for you because this is going to have things tied up in North Portland for quite a while. Matthew, back to you.
Chris, thank you. What started as a U-Haul evading police turned into a high-speed pursuit, then a terrible crash. We have more on this wild chase in Los Angeles after the break.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW+. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW+. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Well, take a look at this. A group of thieves weaving in and out of traffic in a high-speed pursuit in Los Angeles.
Yeah, this all ended in a horrifying crash and foot chase. NBC's Steve Patterson has more.
Screeching sirens with the LAPD in hot pursuit of this U-Haul, police say fresh from a brazen early morning burglary. The thieves had just ransacked the warehouse before taking off.
Making a quick left turn.
Surveillance video shows squad cars closing in, but from the air you can see several suspects ditching the van, then hailing the getaway car.
I got these guys jumping in a separate vehicle. Okay, they're into a black sedan.
The car weaving through traffic.
This driver is making these wild turns, cutting off other drivers.
Police say the driver peaked at more than 100 miles per hour while slowing several times to drop off some of the suspects, but never fully stopped until...
going about 60 miles per hour as he comes up on that intersection. Oh my goodness. Did you see that crash and spin out? This driver now getting out of that black sedan, trying to make a run for it.
The driver ditches the wreck and hops a fence before hiding out in a nearby backyard.
Imagine waking up to this. This guy's not getting away, though.
But how it all ends? Still unclear. Police say they arrested 2 suspects, with one still on the loose.
60 miles per hour.
Thankfully, police say the innocent driver caught in that awful crash wasn't injured. Steve Patterson, NBC News, Los Angeles.
Well, coming up in our next half hour, we have more on which Oregon Democrats are speaking out against a spending package that includes funding for Homeland Security, which could lead to a partial government shutdown. Plus, more cold weather on the way for many states still recovering from last weekend's winter storm.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Good morning, I'm China Green. Portland's iconic Rose Festival will look a little different this year. Organizers say it's partly due to cutting costs, but they're also trying to create one bigger, better event overall. So they will combine the Starlight and Grand Floral Parade. It will follow the same downtown route as last year while also covering new ground. The parade is set for the evening of June 6th and will feature around 130 entries.
It is a...
We're going to go over this guy.
Hello. We're going to talk about rain out there this morning for the morning commute. There's a look at radar. Over the last 3 hours, we've had on and off rain for the last 3 hours, and it will continue to be on and off for a good chunk of our day today. So that's the call. Occasional rain probably tapering off a little bit as we go into the afternoon. I've got Portland getting up to 54. Mostly dry overnight tonight, and I think Friday's morning commute will also be dry, but there's another shot of rain that comes in around midday on Friday. And then the weekend forecast, maybe a little wet Sunday. Meanwhile, possible near record warmth on Saturday. Saturday's record high, 62. We're going to be close.
Well, good morning. Taking a live look at our Wells Fargo sky cam. The sun is up and maybe rising. Don't see it though because we do have some soggy conditions out there.
Yeah, so it's just another day in the Pacific Northwest. We're going to head over to Chris McGinnis. He's going to take a look at your weather and traffic this morning.
And it's wet.
And it's wet.
Yep, we noticed that. If Rod were here, he'd say the bricks are wet if we were looking at the Pioneer Courthouse Square camera. All right, so 3 hours of radar here showing you the progress that the rain has made. It's not been continuous, more like 20 minutes of rain and a break, 20 minutes of rain and then a break. And that's how our morning has gone thus far, and I expect that to be the case here for the next little while anyway. The live scan shows some of the heaviest rain right now actually working its way on the I-5 corridor between about Wilsonville and Woodburn, and then some heavier returns showing up, radar returns that is, out in the Oregon Coast Range, also up in northern Clark County as well. And some dry time, but the roads are wet, so that'll add to some slow spots out there this morning. It's 45 last check at PDX. The plan for today has us moderating up to near 50 at lunchtime, and then topping out in the lower 50s, I think, this afternoon, with, again, occasional rain in the forecast. That's a look at the day planner. And yeah, the light of day, it is getting longer, the day length here. We've added almost 55 minutes since the winter solstice. Today's sunset, 5:13. All right, let's get you out the door with that big traffic alert right now in the Rose Quarter. I-5 southbound traffic really backed up. So you see a crash there on ODOT cameras there showing the left lane blocked near the Broadway exit ramp. And that's got I-5 southbound traffic really stacked up. I just looked at the drive times here. We're looking at about 40 minutes to get you in from the Expo Center down to the Fremont Bridge. You can see traffic here is really thick on I-5. So if you're watching this right now up in Clark County or North Portland and you have a chance to take an alternate route, I would do so because the I-5 commute is really backed up. Additionally, we had an earlier crash on I-205 over near the Glen Jackson Bridge. That's out of the way, but that I-205 commute is still a little extra busy this morning. So after a very quiet start to the morning commute, we've got a couple of big slow spots out there right now. Back to you.
Thank you, Chris. New this morning from Minneapolis, the 2 Border Patrol agents who fired their guns in the deadly shooting of Alex Preddy are now on administrative leave. That's according to the Department of Homeland Security.
Meanwhile, President Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, spoke this morning from Minneapolis. He was sent to the city to take control of the federal officers' activities there. Take a listen.
I'm staying till the problem's gone. But we've made a lot of progress in the last 3 days. By and large, for decades, ICE and CBP have carried out their duties with integrity, professionalism, and compassion. That remains the expectation under President Trump, and I will hold our agents and officers to that standard.
Homan also confirmed citizens have a First Amendment right to protest, but warned that they have a zero-tolerance policy for those interfering with or assaulting federal officers. Meanwhile, the federal government could shut down by the end of the week over an impasse on Department of Homeland Security funding.
Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz has more on what local leaders have to say.
At a town hall Wednesday night, Representative Suzanne Bonamici told constituents that she doesn't believe the Department of Homeland Security should receive any more money after receiving $170 billion over the next 5 years back in July. That's a sentiment that fellow Democratic Representative Andrea Salinas agreed with when speaking with our Blair Best on Wednesday.
This is Trump's police state right now, and he needs to own it. And I am doing everything in my power right now to make sure that this does not continue.
My position is that this agency doesn't deserve another penny. They already were given way too much disproportionately.
Democratic senators are echoing the same sentiment, which could lead to an impasse over Department of Homeland Security funding and lead to a partial government shutdown. That would impact the Department of Defense, Education, Health and Human Services, and more. Though Senate Republican leader John Thune says the current bill includes some of what Democrats want, including less money for ICE.
It also has important reforms that Democrats have requested, including body cameras, about $20 million in there for that, a couple $1 million in there for de-escalation training, things the Democrats have said that they wanted.
Thune adds that the Trump administration is willing to negotiate with Democrats, but the clock is ticking here. To avoid a government shutdown, a deal needs to be reached before midnight on Friday. In Portland, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
Also on the immigration front, a new court filing for the first time confirms that feds explored building an ICE detention facility at the Newport airport. Now, local leaders have suspected this since the Coast Guard moved its rescue helicopter from Newport in October. A new ICE document confirms that officials looked into using the airport for a temporary holding site, but that the Coast Guard said in December that the location was no longer available. ICE also said that it has no plans to build any facility there before May, though it's unclear what could happen after that.
This morning, we're learning how much it costs for the White House to send troops to American cities. A new report from the Congressional Budget Office says sending the National Guard to 6 cities, including Portland, costs roughly $500 million so far and could top $1 billion by the end of the year. The data was released after a request from Senator Jeff Merkley, who says Americans deserve to know how their tax dollars are being spent. President Trump says sending in troops was necessary to combat crime and to support local law enforcement.
We'll continue to follow new developments surrounding immigration enforcement as well as the funding bill in the Senate. So look for the latest anytime on KGW.com and on our free TV streaming app, KGW+.
Hundreds of thousands of people are still feeling the impacts of snow and ice that hit much of the country this past weekend. This was the view from a Mississippi interstate yesterday as crews tried to clear out semi-trucks that lost traction on the icy roads and caused a backup. The governor of Mississippi also deployed about 500 National Guard members to assist with debris cleanup and traffic control. Many remain without power with more record low temperatures in the forecast.
Meanwhile, volunteers with the Red Cross, including 9 local volunteers, are now on the ground helping storm survivors in some of the hardest hit areas.
Oh, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling really happy to be able to volunteer and support individuals that need the help.
It's really about getting them through the worst day of their life, potentially, and we're the beginning of having them to recover.
One thing that you can do to help is donate blood. The year started behind, and the Red Cross says it's already had to cancel about 500 blood drives because of the winter weather.
Chris McGinnis with a look at the forecast, where it's not quite as chilly as it's been to start the day the last little bit, Chris.
Yeah, we had something like 9 or 10 consecutive days where we started off below freezing. In fact, in many cases, well below freezing here in Portland. So we're done with that. Real quick, I wanted to go back to that story you were talking about with the big cold plunge, the Arctic blast across the east. This is a satellite image that I actually captured yesterday. All the white that's moving on here is cloud cover, as you might expect. The white that's not moving is snowpack. Now, we'd expect that in Pennsylvania, Ohio, through Illinois, but look how far south it is. I mean, that's Mississippi right there, and there is snow on the ground into northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, a good chunk of northern Texas and Oklahoma still buried and thawing out. Actually, not thawing out is the story there, as the ice and snow is not going to be melting very quickly here over the next couple of days. So big mess for them. For us, of course, we're just dealing with plain old boring Oregon, Washington rain here, but we have that to deal with this morning. Radar shows a smattering of green on the map. There will be some dry time today. It's not going to be a continual soaking. Futurecast bears that out. In fact, if the modeling is exactly right here, we may actually have a nice little dry window late morning into early afternoon before the next round of rain pushes on through. So occasional rain is the forecast for today. Maybe some dry time overnight, and then another little piece of energy scoots through the region late tomorrow morning, early afternoon. And then we'll dry it out as we go into the first half of the weekend. And wait till you see the weekend temperatures, because they will continue moderating here over the next couple of days. Rainfall forecast between now and tomorrow night, not a lot, maybe another 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of rain up and down the I-5 corridor, double that of the coast. And that, again, is by our standards, is not terribly heavy rain, of course. 45 right now at the airport. The plan for today has temperatures inching towards 50 at lunchtime and climbing into the low 50s later this afternoon. I've got us up as warm as 54 if that east breeze shuts off, and I think it will. Midday or PM rain tomorrow. And then look at this, 59 on Saturday. Actually, some models do inch even warmer. The likelihood of a record high is more likely now than it appeared a few days ago. The record for Saturday is 62. That is remarkable. All right, some rain on Sunday, and then we dry it out for the rest of next week. All right, let's get back to that traffic alert in the Rose Quarter. I-5 southbound. The good news, the traffic, or the crash, I should say, near Broadway has cleared. You can see that there. But the lineup continues here. I-5 south is pretty well lined up all the way back through North Portland, and some of that backup is starting to trickle back onto the Interstate Bridge. So as you make your way out of Clark County, again, plan some extra time, significant extra time on I-5 South.
Thank you, Chris. Portland's iconic Rose Festival will look a little different when the 2026 season gets underway. We take a look at those major changes coming up.
Hey, our team tests a ton of products. We only bring you the best, and this one I love. It's personal for me today. This is the Proper Hills digital picture frame, and I actually have 3 of these all over my house, including this one right here in the entryway. That's me and my beautiful wife right there. They're my girls. And these are the ones I have upstairs because they come in different colors. It comes in the wood, it comes in the black, and it also, this is the one I have in my bedroom, comes in the white as well. And here's the great thing about it, is a 10.1-inch display. It is high resolution for all of your photos and videos. There's even a free app. Your family and friends can upload photos and videos in real time from anywhere in the world, and it appears in the frame instantly. You can also like and comment on photos directly from the frame. Huge storage space too, enough for more than 20,000 photos, plus an SD card slot if you need even more space. And check out the video on this, come on in. That's my son rocking one. Built-in speaker with amazing sound. This is not only great for you to buy for yourself, great as a gift too. It's the gift of personal connection to your parents, to your grandparents. And here's the other great thing, you can have it right on your shelf, or you can wall mount it. They have them right there, and you can mount it horizontally or vertically. We also have a great deal on this for you today. Normally $169.99, today 50% off, down to $84.99. All you have to do is scan the QR code on your screen or go to shoptvdeals.com.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Portland's iconic Rose Festival will look a little different this year. That's due to some major changes just announced.
Yeah, organizers say it includes combining 2 of the festival's 3 parades, which are all fan favorites. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson has more.
Well, organizers say the changes are in part due to cutting costs. This as the festival has struggled financially since COVID. Now, on Wednesday, the Portland Rose Festival Foundation ushered in a new era, announcing the merger of the Starlight and Grand Floral Parades, now called the Care Oregon Grand Floral Starlight Parade. It will follow the same downtown route as last year, but feature around 130 entries. That's up from the 85 or so in each of the parades last year. Another new addition this year, a second fireworks show along Portland's waterfront.
We love this festival more than anything. We're tireless volunteers for this festival. We love it so much, and what we're about to produce is something that we're very good at, and I hope that people come out and see that and feel that love.
The Rose Festival also confirmed the Junior Parade, which is traditionally held on a Wednesday and considered the largest and longest running children's parade, will be moved to a Saturday, May 30th at noon. Now, the new combined parade will also take place June 6th. That's set to happen in the evening. Back to you.
Well, if you've missed this story already this morning, in the category of shock Super Bowl marketing, a Portland brewery is marketing beer with, or making beer with bear droppings.
We like to keep
Yeah.
it weird out here. Breakside Brewery teaming up with Columbia Sportswear for the new lager. I don't know how this works,
It's a
but
strange partnership, yep.
they call it Nature Calls and say it's clean tasting, they promise. Portland local NFL player Mike Remmers featured in the ad. Columbia says the bear poop came from black bears in Montana and it's infused into water during the brewing process. Breakside insists the beer is safe to drink. It will be available at the Columbia booth outside Levi Stadium for the Super Bowl, which we should note here, you can watch a week from Sunday right here on KGW.
Yes, clean tasting is a matter of
You guys sound
preference.
really enthused about this story.
I just don't get it.
Do you hear the cringe in China's voice as she's reading this?
I mean, I understand. So I can't imagine they have to be thinking they're going to sell a whole lot of this beer, but then other people are going to go to their website, find some other beers that they
What I
sell,
want to
things
know
like
is, you know,
that.
Breakside's a great local brewery. Can I get a little taste of that here in town, or are they brewing it down in Santa Clara?
If you want to, you can report back to us.
We'll call you. We want to come in for a little taste test.
Who's let's?
Well,
I will.
You.
Okay.
It's probably quite good, knowing Breakside. Hey, switching gears completely. Maybe you've noticed, maybe you hadn't noticed because it's been raining the last couple of days, but I wanted to point this out. Come on, advance for me. There you go. We've gained nearly an hour of daylight since the winter solstice. We're tacking on more than 2.5 minutes of daylight each day here as our days are getting longer. So that's pretty cool. Sunset tonight at 5:15. Of course, we won't see much of it because it's cloudy and a little wet out there. There's a live look right now from the Springs to the waterfront. It's 44 degrees in Vancouver. The breeze is still out of the east. The cool air reservoir is amazing how that still provides a cool easterly breeze out in the gorge from the Columbia Basin. So that's why perhaps Vancouver and Portland, the airport anyway, is cooler than, say, Wilsonville or Salem right now. We're all seeing at least some on and off light rain. It's 45 right now at the airport. We go down to Salem. Actually, this looks like a dry shot. No, okay, we're reporting light rain at Salem's airport as well, 48. But the breeze there is out of the south, and so that will help push all of us, I think, into the 50s eventually this afternoon. Westland and Happy Valley sitting at 47. The traditional ice box of the state, Eastern Oregon, burns right now. Not that cold at 29. Remember, it can be a lot colder there. It's 28 in Baker City and Pendleton at 36. All right, we've had on and off light rain across the region this morning. Let me rephrase that. Since I checked the rain gauge here in our weather center, from 5 o'clock last night, we picked up about 1/4 inch of rain here in downtown Portland. So this has not been an overwhelming soaker, but needed rain nonetheless. And that'll continue on and off throughout the day with high temperatures eventually inching up to about 53 or 54 degrees. I'll step out of the way. There's that aforementioned later sunset, 5:13 and inching later. Futurecast again shows on and off light rain across the region this morning. We may even get a break overnight tonight. Friday's morning commute has a chance to be dry, but then another little batch of rain passes on through midday and into the afternoon. And then we clear it out. If we manage enough sunshine on Saturday, which at least Futurecast is suggesting we may be in the 60s, which, for late January is actually record territory. I'll show you that on our 7-day forecast in just a minute. All right, additional rainfall from this afternoon and through tomorrow and Sunday. Not a lot, but we could be picking up maybe 2-3 tenths, maybe 4/10 of an inch of rain here in Portland between now and Sunday. That's significant because we are a little now below average in rainfall since October 1st. We pick up the lion's share of our rain here in Portland between October and March. And now that we're facing a deficit in what is traditionally the wettest part of the year, and the extended forecast shows dry conditions into the first part of February, that's beginning to be a bit of a news story here with how dry we may or may not be moving forward. All right, I mentioned the near record warmth on Saturday. 62 is the record. I've got us at 59. Light rain on Sunday, and then there we go. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and possibly all of next week and the following weekend may be dry here in Portland, which, as we just noted, is pretty remarkable. Let's get back to the freeway drive. The biggest trouble spot right now is I-5. We had an earlier crash in the Rose Quarter that had a lane blocked for about 45 minutes during the heart of the morning commute. You can imagine that's got things really backed up, and it does. I-5 southbound through North Portland, puttering along at about 11 or 12 miles an hour. So give yourself some extra time here. That is our biggest trouble spot right now. Otherwise, the rest of the drive is in relatively good shape. Matt.
Chris, thank you. All right, talk about big shoes to fill. We got some KGW birthdays to get to. Dylan turns 13 today. He's a teenager. Happy birthday. Cadence is turning 16. That's another big one. Happy birthday to Cadence. And Danielle and Dominic, 24 years old. Happy birthday to you all. Ryan, out on his boat, 46. It might still be a little chilly for that. And Ginny is 70 today. Happy birthday, Ginny. And of course, if you have a birthday shout out and you want us to share it, you can send an email to birthdays@kgw.com. We'll be back.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
Taking a look at our top stories this morning, police in Gresham say a missing 12-year-old boy has been located. Police say that the child left his home Tuesday night and officers were asking for help finding him. But again, he has now been located. We'll have more details for you on KGW.com. Meantime, it is cold and flu season, and with that, several school districts are dealing with an influx of illness. It's also leading to a change in schedule today at districts in both Multnomah and Clackamas County schools. The Corbett School District superintendent told parents all campuses are closed to both students and teacher call-outs. In the Colton School District, elementary school staff sent out this letter saying that the district will have a 3-hour delay so they can disinfect the building. But if too many staff members call out, they may decide to close elementary school. And graduation rates at Salem-Keizer public schools are ticking up again. New state data shows that the district's class of 2025 graduation rate rose nearly 80%. The second year in a row of improvement. 5 of 6 high schools now top the state average, with McKay High School seeing the biggest gains. District leaders say that the gains show strong student support, but note that there's still more work ahead. And Portland's iconic Rose Festival will look a little different this year. Organizers say it's partly due to cutting costs, but they're also trying to create a bigger, better event overall. So the combined Starlight and Grand Floral Parade will follow the same downtown route as last year while covering the new ground. The parade is set for the evening of June 6th and will feature around 130 entries.
A little wet out there this morning, on and off rain, I should say occasional rain. That's the forecast today, a little milder with temperatures in the mid-50s. We're in the upper 40s yesterday, so we're tacking on a few degrees. We'll keep the mild weather going for the next few days. Midday rain Friday, and there's the near record warmth on Saturday. Wow. All right, let's get you out the door with a look at the roads. We had some earlier trouble in the Rose Quarter. I-5 southbound traffic was really backed up not too long ago because of a crash. near Broadway. That has cleared a little while ago, but we're still pretty thick. It's a little late and a little slow to be running this thick on I-5 South. We're still backed up to the Interstate Bridge. So as you make your way out of Clark County, realize probably going to need an extra 10 or 15 minutes there.
And before we let you go, Tula 2 is turning 1 this weekend. Cute little elephant. The Oregon Zoo shared these photos showing her growth through her first year. The zoo has a celebration this Sunday. Morning tickets are sold out, but there are still spots in the afternoon. Just head over to the Oregon Zoo, OregonZoo.org for more information. And the zoo has some big discounts coming next month from February 28th through March 6th. Tickets are just $13 per person, about half off the regular price.
I didn't think that an elephant could be cute, but Tula 2
is very cute. I love elephants.
Yeah.
Especially little baby ones. They're
Getting up on her.
cute.
I guess like all four-legged animals seem to do that.
Yeah.
My dog does that. He's not a cute pup. Well, he's cute.
Oh, wow.
And then,
hope he's not watching.
He's cute. Lane's cute.
You boys. A reminder that you can watch Sunrise every day live here exclusively on KGW Plus starting at 7 o'clock. We also have added another half hour of news at 12:30 and 5:30 right here on Plus. Hope to see you then.